Hey guys, today we were watching my nephew and I just dropped him off with my brother, and I thought since we were over here I would show you where I grew up and the farm that I spent my whole life being part of. In the summers, these fields behind me, I would help with round baling. We'd tie the bales so that the strings wouldn't get caught when they were moving them. My grandparents always had cows, and they just would move them from one pasture to the other, and that's how I grew up, was eating that type of beef. Currently, this field that's right behind me, my brother and my uncle actually are not farming it. They leased it out this year, and the person that they leased it to is growing some soybeans. Since we are down here, I thought it'd be fun to show you the house that I grew up in, and my brother does have a little garden, and so I'll show you what he's got growing today. They also have some fruit trees that he said are actually doing pretty good this year. So we're going to start with the fruit trees and then we'll work our way back over towards the garden. So this is an apple tree, and there's a little apple. Here's some more. Another apple tree. I did spot a couple on there, and they're starting to get a little bit of color to them. There's another. This is another type of apple. They got looking pretty nice. This is a peach tree. Now I can't get close enough to show you. Oh, look, there you go. So as close as we're gonna get. That's some peaches on there. These fruit trees I just showed you have been here for a really long time, and they've really not gotten a whole lot of harvest off of them. Did get some peaches over the years, but the apples never really did a whole lot. So it looks like they might be able to get a decent amount of apples off of them. And this was the big old tree that spent many summers swinging under it. My dad actually built this swing set when we were young, and it's still holding up. So this is my childhood home. This big window is our living room, and on the back side of the house was the bedrooms. The dining room was in the middle, and the kitchen's this last window. They're little doggies. When I was talking to Jared earlier, he told me that his corn and squash, the tomatoes, I gave him a few. My mom and dad brought down some tomatoes for them as well, and they look like they're doing pretty good. And cantaloupe, he said the cantaloupe were looking good. So let's see what everything's looking like. There's their corn. There's the little tomato plants looking good. Looking nice and healthy. Here's some beans. Here's our cantaloupe. It is looking pretty good. Here's their mound of squash. They actually have a few mounds like this, so they should have lots of squash to share with people. Jared actually has his own YouTube channel. He works on dirt bikes and motorcycles and does some weekend racing, and he also shows different things that's going on at the farm. I'll put his link in the description so you can go check him out and see what he's got going on. Alright guys, so we made it up here. I'm going to show you real quickly what the inside of this barn looks like. Bo and I actually got married here at the farm, and it's memories that I will never forget and I would definitely cherish. the time and the energy that my dad put into getting it ready for us. And I just kind of want to share with you a little bit about this place. My grandparents lived here, and my dad grew up in the house. My brother and my uncle are actually taking care of the hay, and my aunt and my uncle are taking care of the animals. So let me show you real quick what this inside of this barn looks like. It's gorgeous. Trophies that are colored are my 4-H trophies from showing my goats, and then this other end here is the first 4 is from cheerleading. It's surprising that they're still up here, and there might be a few other ones that might not be mine, but maybe, oh, I could see a little bit of a ballerina back there. This little building that they were in inside the barn, it held the grain, like your corn and your oats, in rooms back there. And I want to show you this cute little thing. So whenever they had hay up here and they wanted to feed their animals down below, it just opened and down to there, where you could just toss it down to the animals. This little building was actually the milk house, and that's where they would store the milk when they were dairy farming. And then look at our cute little outhouse that currently, you know, is not in use, but cute nonetheless. So I just wanted to show you real quickly kind of a little bit of my farm life, and then you can see where I grew up and how I grew up and what's kind of fueling that energy inside to continue to grow our own food. I grew up with a garden. I grew up with my grandparents having a garden when they lived here, and so that, you know, having grandparents on both sides and parents that had the garden, I just grew up with it, and it was natural for me to want that. Now that we're getting things rolling with the cows, it just feels natural, and I'm so excited to share this with you guys and share it with my kids even as we move on preparing our space for our future and the cows that are there. Even though I'm not here like I was when growing up and in the summers helping, this is still here, and my brother is still farming with my uncle and my aunt, and they have their little boy's 1 now, and so he gets to grow up with these farming experiences that I grew up with, and I'm so excited that they're still able to carry on and do that here. I hope this was fun for you guys. At the end of this video, I will show a few pictures of when I got married in front of this barn. That way you guys can see it. Until next time.